KMES English Medium Junior College welcome its students for the online lecture of psychology for Chapter 7, First Aid in Mental Health. For the topic First Aid in Anxiety and Certain Behavioral Issues. Students, in today's lecture we are going to study Chapter 7, that is First Aid in Mental Health. In this lecture we are going to study about the two topics of Chapter 7, that is 7.4 First Aid in Anxiety and 7.5 Certain Behavioral Issues. There is one more topic, that is First Aid in Depression. That topic is been omitted for this academic year. First aid in mental illness, in anxiety. Feeling anxious in certain situations is normal. However, if your anxiety is not in the proportion to the situation, or if it continues even after the anxiety creating situation has subsided, it is a matter of concern. If unchecked or not treated, such type of anxiety can reach to the extent of anxiety disorder. Some of the factors that contribute to anxiety are as follows. General factor, brain chemistry, traumatic event, parental divorce, stress. Genetic factor, individuals who have family history of anxiety, that is, if they have anyone in the family who was or is suffering from anxiety issue, such individuals are at a higher risk. Brain chemistry, imbalance of certain neurotransmitter, traumatic events like abuse, rape or sudden death of any of the parents, parental divorce, stress about college exam. Anxiety can be matter of concern when it starts affecting and interfering with the function of daily life of the individual. There are different types of anxiety disorder like social phobia, suppression anxiety disorder, acute stress disorder, etc. There are certain symptoms of anxiety. In general, the symptoms of anxiety that are as follows: physical symptoms, psychological symptoms, and behavioral symptoms. Physical symptoms: heart and beat and rapid heart rate, shortness of breath, dizziness or headache, restlessness, tremor and shaking. Psychological symptoms: mind racing or going blank, difficulty in concentrating, forgetfulness, problem in decision making, irritability, impatience and anger. Behavioral symptoms: avoiding people and situations, repetitive checking, strong urge to escape from the situation. Individuals who are anxious may not go to college or work, complain repeatedly of various psychological problems, get irritated while interacting with friends or family, spending lot of time worrying about how they look, be extremely quiet in the class or at work, and get scared of asking questions to the teacher or colleague. Sometimes ask the same question repeatedly. They visibly show the physical symptoms of anxiety like sweating or excessive body movement. Now that we have seen that what kind of thoughts and behavior of individual dealing with depression and anxiety exist, let us try to see how they can be helped. The action plan for providing first aid is step 1. If you see your friend showing symptoms that are mentioned above, and if you feel that there might be a chance of a person harming himself, the first thing to do is meeting his or her close family member and sanitizing them about the seriousness of the issue. Also, you can approach the mental health profession along with their family member and discuss your concern. Step 2. You can give your friend a patient hearing and understanding that neither she behaving like that purposefully or she is weak. Instead, he is suffering from a problem of need of compassionate hearing for someone. Remember, you should never criticize your friend while listening, nor should you make any harsh commitment. Step 4. Sometimes the person may experience shame or feel guilty. In such a situation, you can help the friend by giving hope and making them realize that many people are diagnosed with mental disorder. Having a mental illness is not their fault, or one may take some time to get better with the help of a proper mental health profession, but it is certainly curable. Step 4. As mentioned in step 3, anxiety are curable with proper scientific treatment given by the mental health profession. You can support, encourage and even accompany your friend to see a counselor or a psychotherapist. Getting the person proper professional help in mental health care is a key of dealing with mental health issues. Step 5. You can help the person identify some of the positive behavior which can help them to cope with their mental health issue. They can engage in the activity which they like or which they always want to pursue. Performing self-help strategy can also help them regain control over their life. Encourage them to use simple relaxation techniques as follow: using laughter therapy, deep breath technique, exercise like walking or running or playing outdoor game, etc. In case of anxiety, seeking professional help is very crucial. So encourage a person to reach out to a professional help is the most important. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 relaxation. There are certain times when we feel tense or anxious. One strategy that we can use to help us calm down is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. This is a simple technique that you can use whenever you are feeling overwhelmed by the situation and need to relax. The first, take a few deep breaths and then follow the instruction given below. That is, follow the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 relaxation technique. First, think of 5 things that you can see around you. For example, a pen, book, computer, etc. Then, think of 4 things that you can touch around you. For example, your hair, the ground, under your feet, etc. Then, think of 3 things that you can hear around you. For example, the sound of the traffic, the sound of people who are talking around you, etc. Then, think of the 2 things that you can smell around you. For example, the scent of soap from your hand, the fragrance of your deodorant, etc. Then think of one thing that you can taste. For example, the taste of the last meal that you had, etc. Performing this exercise will help you to focus on the present and stop worry. This is called as 5-4-3-2-1 relaxation technique. Certain behavioral issues. You may have read of people becoming addicted to substances like alcohol, drugs or cigarettes. But did you know that the same can happen with certain activities? Some people feel the need to encourage in an activity or behavior even though it has a negative impact on their mental and physical health. It can also have impact on their ability to function at home, school, college or at work. Such behavior is called behavioral addiction. Some examples are shopping addiction, internet addiction, excessive social media usage, exercise addiction, gambling addiction, etc. These behaviors are not considered to be a mental disorder according to the DSM-5, but they can still be a cause of concern. When an individual gets addicted to such behavior, the following is seen. 1. They are unable to stop performing such behavior as they find them to be rewarding, that is, making them feel happy or excited. Second, it adversely affects significant relationships in life. Third, they experience negative consequences due to constantly engage in such behavior. Internet and social media usage. Service for health use of technology. SHUT. It was started by National Institution of Mental Health Service in Bangalore. This clinic was started to deal excessively with technology-related mental health issues. The first case seen by the SHUT clinic was of 26-year-old unemployed man who had been referred for treatment because he was addicted to watching Netflix for over the last 6 months. He had been watching online television series of Netflix for most of the day. The psychologist, after interacting with him, found that he was using this online streaming as a way to escape from reality. He was unable to deal with the pressure that his family was putting on him to earn a living. Watching his friends doing well while he wasn't also had a negative impact on him. He was unable to exercise self-control. Nowadays, using the internet is essential. But it is important to remember that the internet is not the problem. How we use it and for how long we surf the internet every day is what can lead to problems. While the amount of time we use the internet can be concerned, so is what we are doing using it. For example, online gambling, gaming, pornography, etc. In the above example, we saw an extreme real-life example of what being addicted to internet can look like. The most of the people do not need to get professional help, but their over-dependency on internet can lead to a problem in their life. Self-assessment. Using the 4 C's. These 4 C's are carving, control, compulsion, consequence. Carving. Do you have an intense drive to use the internet? Control. Do you have an inability to control yourself using the internet? Compulsion. Do you find it difficult to stop using the internet? You know you should not spend so much time on it, even though you know. Consequence. Have you ever experienced any physical or psychological ill effect as a result of excessive use of internet? If your answer is yes, for at least 3 of the C's, it can be a matter of concern. Some of the red flags that indicate an over-dependency on the internet are boredom with the routine task, no sense of time, feeling of utopia when using the internet, inability to prioritize or keep schedule, failing to eat or eating excessive to avoid being away from the computer, physical symptoms like headache, neck pain, eye, backache, poor personal hygiene will like not having a bath to stay online. If you notice that you or your friend are showing this red flag, you can adopt some of the measures that have been mentioned in this chapter. With the strategies and techniques discussed here, one can provide some simple yet important first aid to the person showing signs and symptoms or red flag of psychological problem. When these goes undetected for a longer period of time, it results into a bigger psychological problem. However, one thing you should never forget that such psychological issue can be treated only by the mental health profession and not by a layman. You can only be a bridge between that person and the mental health professional and can encourage the person to seek proper professional help. Providing the person first aid in mental health issues is just as important as in the case of physiological issues can at times be life-saving.